Imagine standing before a vast labyrinth where each path leads to a new way of thinking, a new question waiting to be explored. Philosophy is just that, a boundless journey of curiosity. It invites us to look beyond the surface, to challenge what we accept, and to question not only the world around us, but also the world within. What does it mean to live a good life? Is there such a thing as absolute truth? Why do we suffer, love, fear, hope? These questions aren't reserved for scholars in dusty libraries. They're the heartbeat of our everyday existence. Every choice, every doubt, every dream we carry is a reflection of deeper philosophical ideas. Throughout history, thinkers across cultures have wrestled with these questions. From the ancient Greeks to the sages of India and China, from modern existentialists to contemporary philosophers, each voice has added to an ever-growing conversation. Not all have agreed, and that's the point. Philosophy thrives on disagreement, on debate, on the constant push to refine our understanding. Let's start with Socrates. He didn't claim to have answers. Instead, he asked questions. Deep ones. He walked through the streets of Athens, engaging anyone who would talk to him, asking, "What is justice? What is courage? What is the right way to live?" He believed that admitting your ignorance was the first step to wisdom, and for that radical idea he was sentenced to death. Plato, his student, believed in a world of forms, perfect, unchanging ideals beyond our physical reality. The chair you sit on, it's just an imperfect copy of the perfect chairness that exists beyond our senses. He thought true knowledge came not from the senses, but from reason and introspection. Aristotle, Plato's student, disagreed. He was more grounded. He believed we gain knowledge through experience, observation, and logic. He categorized everything: animals, plants, governments, even types of friendship. For him, the purpose of life was eudaimonia, often translated as flourishing, a life of virtue and reason in harmony. Meanwhile, far from Greece, Indian philosophers explored the nature of the self and the universe. The Upanishads asked, "Who am I? What is the nature of reality?" Their answer, "The self, Atman, is not separate from the universe, Brahman. To know yourself truly is to realize your unity with everything." In China, Confucius emphasized ethics, duty, and harmony in society. His philosophy wasn't about escaping the world, but improving it through respect, humility, and moral responsibility. At the same time, Laozi, founder of Taoism, encouraged flowing with the Tao, the natural way of the universe, embracing simplicity, spontaneity, and letting go of rigid control. These ideas weren't just abstract, they shaped empires, traditions, and ways of life. But philosophy didn't stop there. Fast forward to the Enlightenment. Thinkers like Descartes asked, "What can I know for certain?" His answer, "I think, therefore I am." He doubted everything: his senses, his memories, even the existence of the world, until he found the one thing he couldn't doubt, the fact that he was doubting. That's the kind of radical thinking philosophy welcomes. Then came Kant, who argued that our minds shape our experience of the world. We don't just passively receive information, we actively organize it. According to him, we never see the world as it is. We see it as our minds allow us to see it. In the 19th and 20th centuries, philosophy became even more personal. Nietzsche declared, "God is dead," challenging traditional morality and urging us to create our own values. Sartre spoke of radical freedom, that we are condemned to be free, responsible for every choice we make, even when we try to avoid responsibility. Simone de Beauvoir applied existentialism to gender, arguing that women had been defined as the other in a world built for men. She called for liberation, not just in politics, but in how we think about identity itself. It's a conversation we're all part of. Not because we have all the answers, but because we dare to ask better questions. Philosophy gives us tools, not just to think more clearly, but to live more deeply, to listen with empathy, to disagree with respect, to seek meaning, even when the world feels chaotic. Meanwhile, in African philosophy, thinkers explored the importance of community, storytelling, and interconnectedness. The concept of Ubuntu, I am because we are, reminds us that our humanity is bound to the humanity of others. Today, philosophy isn't locked away in books. It's in film, art, science, politics. When we ask what artificial intelligence means for consciousness, or whether we should colonize other planets, or how to live in a world of uncertainty, we're doing philosophy. It's a conversation we're all part of. Not because we have all the answers, but because we dare to ask better questions. Philosophy gives us tools, not just to think more clearly, but to live more deeply, to listen with empathy, to disagree with respect, to seek meaning even when the world feels chaotic,